for the serious gamer.
What's up, NGT? This is Devastations, and who do I got with me today?
You got Colin. How you going? How's it going, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How is it over there in Canada on the Great White North?
It's fantastic, and luckily it's not too white right now, so we're still
Not
enjoying
snowing?
some nice fall weather. No.
Oh,
No.
cool. It's actually pretty crappy weather here. But anyways,
Right on.
we've got some 2-for-1 action here on
Yeah.
NGT.
Absolutely, and I thought I'd just kind of kick things off with just a quick clip I got the other night playing Squad Deathmatch, just to show the users my new favorite kit, which is the M16 with the shotgun, which I found to be pretty beast.
And you don't use a red dot on that one, don't you?
I do, yeah. So if I'm playing Rush and I need extra grenades, running with smoke and stuff, I'll run the grenade upgrade. But I'll play around. Sometimes red dot, sometimes ACOG, sometimes iron sights. I get bored easily, so I like to mix it up.
I find that sometimes when I'm using the iron sights, I'm actually more accurate, or that the hit detection is better somehow. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I find that as well. I just sometimes when I haven't been playing a lot, I like to use the red dot. It's just a little less guesswork involved, I find.
Yeah, it works more naturally in a way, I guess. But actually, what we got here for you today is actually 2 matches on Eureka Harbor, one from my perspective and one on Colin's perspective. And now you're seeing mine. I'm actually rushing the first base, and Colin's got the second base. Am I correct?
Yeah, second and a little bit of the third, but then some of the fourth. And it's kind of different to see the two perspectives, because I think you said that you're playing the match with randoms, whereas I'm actually playing with a squad. So, I mean, you have to take it upon yourself to get into the objectives, whereas you can see, like, I have to sort of infiltrate the base sometimes and lay back, and I'm the spawn point for my team, and we're calling out who's going to do what.
Yeah, and I got nobody to communicate with in this game. I mean, the lag is nice. I mean, there's no lag when I'm playing by myself. I get put in an awesome server, but other than that, it's just this is the 4th attempt you see me make in trying to catch. I mean, I've got, of course, the nicest part of the video in there, which I actually planned the charge and blow it up. But this was the 4th time I actually planned it, so it's pretty crappy in the beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're running by yourself, it's really hard, because if you don't have the support of a squad, you kind of have to blind rush the objective and pick off the enemies that you see, but you don't have the opportunity to establish any kind of real map control, which is what you'll see that we are doing when I go for the second base, is that we flank in a vehicle and basically try and infiltrate their base and control it and establish control before we go in for the objectives. And when you're going with a squad, you have that luxury, which you kind of don't when you're running by yourself, which is why I stick to squad deathmatch when I'm playing solo.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually the part you were talking about. You're flanking with a vehicle here, and you actually managed to get into a spawn and actually set up a little perimeter there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I hold it down for a while, and then eventually you'll see that I actually have to kind of come out of cover because I see that they're going into disarm. So I expose myself in order to launch an RPG, but I do save the disarm, and we take down the station. And luckily, the squad mates are able to stay alive, and I'm able to spawn right back in here, and we maintain our control. And it's actually a breeze once you actually get past the first line of defense and take over the base like this.
Oh yeah, exactly. You did mention you expose yourself, which made me giggity a bit. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. Yeah, in the first base, actually, when I said I was playing with randoms, is actually that once you actually realize you have no communication with, because normally I have like Soviet Plania, you know him, right?
Yeah.
He's always backing me up with the tank. He's always in the tank. He's always backing me up, and you know that someone's backing you up. People know their role. Someone's going in for the charge. So someone's overlooking the base. Someone's overlooking the objective. And when you don't have that, it's you have to keep trying, because in this game, I think you managed to plan it and actually blow it up in one time, the B objective.
I think so, yeah. And I think Alpha, we had to go after it twice, but, it's really easy to go for it a second time when you still have a full squad sitting, within a few paces of the objective, and we just kind of take turns. And I never run at it myself, but what we'll sometimes do is, we'll just take turns going at it. And I'm playing with, I think Well, maybe Hobo's not in this game, but you know, usually Hobo likes to rush the objectives with a 40 mil shotgun and and take them down. So, you know, he's a bit better slayer than I am. So, you know, we kind of all play roles, and you know, I'm not always the slayer on the team. You know, I play with Stone and Hobo, and they fill that role quite nicely.
Yeah, actually, in the third base, which you'll see come up in a second, is actually that I was getting really frustrated with my team at one point, at the blueberries, I think they're called. So I was getting frustrated because they were all sitting back, they were all trying to move up slowly but get caught every time, just get shot every time, and they were just not making the move to plant in a smart way actually. So that was actually getting frustrating for me to play on that team, and I know I didn't want to lose that game. I mean, it was a long ass game, it was a fun game, there were no C4 prostitutes, if I may put it nicely, and it was a nice game. I didn't want to get that to be ruined by my teammates. So actually, what you'll see me do is actually plant like 12 40 millimeter smoke grenades on A, for me to actually be able to run in there and plan the charge. Otherwise, we probably would have lost the game because they were afraid, I think, of actually planning it.
Yeah, and right there you see, like, as soon as we took the base, I tried to rush for the next set of objectives, and I didn't take a great route, but, you know, I spawned on my squad mate, and I just kept this in here because of the sexy smoke launcher kill, and I think we didn't even talk about this beforehand, but you actually got one of those as well, so that's
I got
pretty
one.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. And this is you were saying something about here, you taking the water flanking route in order to, you know, your subs were gonna see you and know your route and actually shoot you out of the water, and that your squad can actually advance to the middle, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I actually noticed that I recognized a bunch of the gamer tags in the other team, and you know, when you're playing with subscribers, they tend to study the videos and study the routes. So I knew very well that if I swam this route, I would get shot or knifed when I came up the ladder. But what I was hoping to do was pull their focus so that the rest of the team could actually come straight across the bridge, which is what we do. And you know, we're able to, as you can see right here, as I observe my teammates, they just work their way across the bridge and we go straight in. So we don't actually push beyond the stations and take the map control because we're able to kind of get this rush plant.
Yeah, exactly. And I know what you mean, because sometimes I also like to use like the smoke for a diversion, for a flanking route, and actually run down the middle, like put smoke in the left flank, make them think I'm coming from there, or actually die there once and focus all the attention on the left flank or the right flank and actually take an entirely different route and then get there unseen, basically.
Yeah, like, absolutely. And what I like to do is actually I'll fire smoke where I need it, and I like to run the grenade upgrade. So I have 4 smoke grenades on me, and I'll put 2 down where I want them to be, and I'll fire 2 of them left or right to try and create that distraction as well. And it tends to work out pretty well. And you basically turn it into a coin flip for the enemy when they're trying to figure out where you're coming from. So yeah, it works out pretty well.
And it's actually nice that you're able to win a game by actually messing with their minds, like is he coming from, you know? And you actually managed to flank around and actually get that objective yourself, and that's a satisfying feeling in my opinion.
Absolutely. And now we're on to your gameplay.
My gameplay again, yes. And this is usually not the route I take, but since my random squad mate took me here, and this is that's my smoke kill. He actually died. I think yours died of direct impact, but mine died of the explosion or something, which is, I never knew you could actually die from a smoke grenade explosion.
I didn't know that either. Maybe he was hurt already.
Yeah, that could be, or maybe it was like my Dutch smoke grenades, which was filled with highly injected weed or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe
Yes.
you suffocated on that. But anyways, what I did here is actually smoke the objective. Smoke the objective. And what I did is make sure it's clear, chuck a nade in the train, because people like to hide in the back of this
Right
wagon.
there, yep.
And so I chucked a nade in there, nothing, and I managed to get the charge. And I actually get lucky twice here, I think. I managed to well, I tried to shoot a guy, but he actually turns around me and shoots me, but my teammate takes him out. And then 2 people go for the defuse, but I think I take them both out as well. And then it's all just a breeze from there. But then in the meanwhile, we actually do manage to fill plant like A for 5 times until we finally get it.
Nice. So I mean, you know, definitely some beast gameplay on your part, and we should probably just
Same
talk.
here.
Thank you. We should probably just talk for a second as to, you know, why we kind of decided to do this. And, you know, we've both been active members of the Battlefield community and
Yes.
supporting each other, you know, before this contest, during the contest, and depending on the results, maybe even after the contest. So
Definitely.
so
Yeah,
you
but I
know,
mean, the contest has been fun, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's been great, and definitely checked out some new content, and having a theme for the videos. I really like that idea, and it just kind of gets the creative juices flowing. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually the part where I shoot a massive amount of smoke grenades on it. Anyways, yeah, the contest filled with great people. I mean, the competition is very fierce. I mean, I've seen some amazing commentaries from amazing players, some amazing commentators for that matter, and it's just in some way you want to be competitive, but in the other way you just want to have fun and just do this thing and hope for the best. And even though if you don't make it, if you don't make the cut and you lose, it's all been fun. I mean, you've been able to get your video up on NGT, and it's still a great experience.
Absolutely, and I mean that's kind of why I started making YouTube videos in the first place and continue to do it, is just because I enjoy it. And it's not about making money or YouTube status or anything. I really enjoy this, and I've made a lot of good friends this way. So I thought doing a dual commentary here for the last week would be demonstrative of the fact that you make a lot of good friends, and I think that's what it should be all about.
Of course, and it's also I think it's an act of sportsmanship as well. It's just two of us both actually supposed to be competing against each other, but actually doing a dual commentary together, which is great.
Yeah, and I like to see the fact that a couple of the other competitors did that as well. I think Hypermole and Meatwagon. So that's it's really awesome, and it just goes to show you that everyone's in this for the right reasons.
Exactly, but the video's coming to an end, so we have to cut it off here. And like to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you rate it, comment, favorite, whatever you have to do.
Show us the love. Thanks a lot, guys.
See you guys later.
Cheers.